Let's see how this new IDX Intelligent Dynamics plugin from Waves does on some modern worship vocals. Compressors and compression is one of the most important things that you can put on your vocal chain, but at the same time, it's also one of the most mysterious and hard to understand at times. That's why I love this new IDX Intelligent Dynamics compressor from Waves. Keeps it very simple. There's really not much to it, but it sounds great. So that's why I wanted to show you how I'm using it both on a lead vocal and also on a background vocal group bus, so I can show you how you can take your vocals to the next level quickly and easily using this powerful plugin from Waves. So let's jump in. Okay, so now that we're here in Logic, we are working on this track called That Name from a talented artist I've worked with a bunch of times named Allison Brost. If you haven't checked her out, definitely do so. So this is kind of the end of this epic kind of full band Sunday morning worship song. So I'm going to play it for a second just to get a sense of the feel of it.
Most holy, Jesus, the risen Lord.
So you can hear it's just a giant Sunday morning worship anthem. So next thing I want to do is open up an instance here of Waves' brand new plugin, the IDX Intelligent Dynamics. It doesn't say compressor, but it's basically a compressor. So as you can see, a very simple interface, which I love. So we'll play it back so you can kind of see what it looks like when you're actually playing music through it.
Most holy, Jesus, the risen Lord.
You can see it's kind of showing you a waveform, essentially, of where it is doing what it's doing. So there's just a few knobs, which I love the simplicity of a plugin like this. Basically, what you've got here is you've got your main kind of EQ window where we saw the waveform jumping. Then we've got the speed in which it attacks. Then you can choose hard or soft, which is how hard it's hitting. Then, like I said, this is kind of the main knob here of where you can set it. Down here is the tilt, where you can tilt left or right, letting in or suppressing more of the highs or lows, similar to the Waves Equator plugin. Then over here, we've got the auto gain, which is kind of bringing how much the output is. We always like to have auto gain on. Then this is the actual output volume. Then down here, we've got the quick match, and that's basically just going to match your levels. And then down here in the very bottom, we've got the mix knob. So if we have a sound that we love, but we don't want all of it, we can just simply dial back the amount of mix. So I currently have this plugin on the lead vocal. So I'll solo that so you can hear what's happening. Like I said, this is the main knob here, so we just drive this all the way up. Just to get an idea. What's cool is that, as you could hear, it kind of adds some saturation, so there's a bit of almost analog characteristic to this.
Most holy, Jesus, the risen Lord.
So you can see those pink lines are really suppressing the signal. So I'm going to dial that back and just quickly kind of put together this signal.
Most holy, Jesus, the risen Lord.
What's nice is the auto gain is on, so that means it's adjusting our volume as we're adjusting our main input. We decide if we want to attack, and here's the bypass button. We don't want to bypass. Then we can hit harder, and we can experiment with adding this, put it in the harder mode. For vocals, I think it's nice, is obviously it sounds crispy, but it still sounds nice. So what I want to do here is just put on a preset just to kind of see where they are setting it. Down here at the bottom, you have the vocal to front. So let's see what that looks like. So they're really driving it up. Same attack, got it on the soft function, and it's really that simple. And now the only other thing I'll mention here is in this top window, we're actually able to adjust the node almost like an EQ. So if we want to adjust the window, then we can hit Command and then click, and that can kind of give us a lot more flexibility in the way the waveform looks and the type of low or high pass cut we're doing. And I think that's where this becomes powerful too, is say we want to cut some of the low end because it's the vocal, so we don't need it. But then we come down here to the tilt feature, and we can decide if we want to really suppress those lows even more.
Most holy, Jesus, the risen Lord.
It's probably hitting a little too heavy.
All power dwells in that name.
But just like that, the vocal's really popping out. So obviously you can fine tune from there, but I think for showing what this thing can do, I think that's great for a lead vocal. So now what I'm going to do is open a new instance on all these background vocals. So I'm just going to go ahead, and these are actually some of Allison's background vocals that I bounced in place. So I can treat this like a send. So let's drop it on here. Let's boost it up. I'm going to go back to that preset because I thought that sounded really nice. Now it's background vocals, so we're going to adjust. However, vocals forward.
Most holy, Jesus, the risen Lord.
And so we can treat it like a send.
Power dwells in that name.
Let's do the same thing where we're going to cut out some of those lows that we don't need for a BGV. Command click.
God from age to age.
I'm really going to boost it up here.
Most holy,
But then I'll adjust the mix.
risen Lord. All power dwells in that name.
Auto gain is on, which it is. And I'll bypass it. Bring it back in. It's not making a huge audible difference, but in context of the mix, it just really fills it out. IDX Intelligent Dynamics plugin from Waves is a huge plugin to make any vocals sound professional, big, and upfront quickly, especially in the context of modern worship music. As you could hear in just a couple of minutes, we took a vocal that already sounded great, it was well sung, and it's a great song, but it helped push the vocal forward, made it sound fuller, gave it a little bit of saturation, and I actually love how this sounds, and I'm looking forward to using this plugin on this project and also projects in the future. And if you tried this plugin, I definitely want to know. Comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.